Warning, this video is for comedy purposes only, and as such, should not be taken too seriously. Hey guys, just a quick message to let you know I've started a new channel called Anime Wins, where I'll be uploading videos every Friday and Sunday. A clickable link is at the very top of this video's description, and hopefully I'll see you guys over there. So put an IV in him and give him some liquid! Bad guy gives away part of his bad guy plan prior to dying cliché. Changing your mind incredibly quickly is sinful and irritating when no reason is given. Just comes across more like you forgot to be edgy for a moment. Instead of just calling the police, she decides to go murderer hunting by herself. Saying, "I'm such an idiot," making out like she's crazy for checking every room when it's incredibly plausible and in fact turns out to be factual that someone is after her. So basically it's villain number 1, I'm murdering people but I don't know why. Villain number 2, I'm rapey, just because no reason. And villain number 3, I'm also rapey, and I also don't have a good reason for it. The future, brought to you by nerds who listen to in-game characters for essential game tips rather than using the f***ing internet. I'm amazed when they were making this, no one stood up and said, "Are we really going to up our game just by making the bad guy more rapey than the last?" Incapacitates the villain, but fails to take any action afterwards, preferring to look in the opposite direction to said villain cliché. She's just lucky that for once the villain is actually knocked out cold. Unfortunately. This whole time, no one has thought to call the police. Anime logic. She tries to shoot you in the face with a BB gun, and you hit a can, conquer your fear, and leave them in a state of panic. In real life, shoot her back in the f***ing face until the gun empties. I'm confused, because when she woke up no one was inside the apartment, but during the BOB match Death Gun had attempted to shoot at her more than once. So was he inside, and then left, and then came back? Much like any younger brother would. Woman shakes hands with a paralyzed ghost. Guy tries to rape and kill her. She wants to go and have a chat with him about stuff.
こちらガンゲイルオンラインの3代目チャンピオンシノンこと浅田シノさん。
やめてよ。
This is the newest member of our forced harem. Girl with glasses.
病院用語で死ぬこと。どういうつもりでそんな名前をつけたのかな。
That he wanted to kill people? They oddly kept a little girl and mother waiting in the back of the bar until they were ready to make use of them for plot purposes. I bet it was cold back there.
ありえません。邪神級モンスターのテイム成功率はケットシーなマスターテイマーが専用装備でフルブーストしても 0% です。
Alright, next time just say it's impossible for anyone to do it. We don't need to know the rest.
どうかこの国を下の巨人族の攻撃から救ってほしい。
パパ、あの人は NPC です。
Oh, so she's not an eggplant then?
通常の NPC のように固定応答ルーチンによって喋っているのではなく、コアプログラムに近い言語エンジンモジュールに接続しています。
Big giant sexy AI stays silent to allow for some dialogue to take place with the irritating fairy.
私のお店。
まだ運命の人とも出会ってねってのに。
Try looking outside your house then, you numpty.
お兄ちゃん、メダリオン、もう7割以上黒くなってる。死に戻りしてる時間はなさそう。
そうか。
This girl loves to just stop during battle and talk shit, doesn't she? She did all through the second quarter and earned the anime some sins, and now she's doing it again. Take a sin, bitch.
一か八か金色、ソードスキルの集中攻撃で倒しきるしかない。よっしゃ、その一言を待ってたぜ、キリノジ。
In that case, you could have mentioned it before now then, couldn't you?
キリノだけ硬直がここだ。
For some unknown reason, even though everyone else has been locked up after their big attack, Kirito is still able to attack as per normal. Now I know he's the third coming of Jesus-kun, but it would have been nice to have been told some BS as to why this is the case. Everyone else disappears whilst Kirito does his final attacks.
今のペースのままだとあと1時間くらいだと思う。
And how exactly does she know how to gauge that thing, just by how dark it's getting and then turning that into a rough time estimate?
ラスボスの戦闘に30分はかかるとすると、あと30分でボス部屋までたどり着かない。
Despite only just saying that they were going to have to pick up the pace in order to make it in time, they decide to still stand around speaking rather than talking on the move, for example.
こうなったら巨人の王様だかなんだか知らないけど、ドーンと当たってクラクラね。
A light slap on the arm pushes Kirito to the ground, whereas a full attack from a boss is no match for him. Makes sense, right?
どうしてもここであの人を置いてけねえんだよ。たとえそれでクエが失敗してアルンが崩壊しちまっても。
In other words, I'm a horny 20-something-year-old single man and I'm so desperate for any female attention that I'd happily screw up the game for you and everyone else that plays and loves it if it means that I can get a weird kiss on the cheek from a f***ing secretly male AI.
大丈夫です。
おっと。
Lying bitch.
おお、そこにおるのはフレイヤー殿ではないか。檻から出てきたということは、わしの花嫁となる決心がついたのかな。
Well, that would make for an interesting and painful wedding night. Must you keep looking at each other and nodding before doing any action? Just go get the hammer. You don't need confirmation that it's okay.
トール、イカズチの神か。
Meow. There's one light left on the world-ending necklace thingy, and yet they still stand around chatting and looking at stuff. Jesus played. They all say the exact same thing at the exact same time cliche. This is just sad. Get a fucking life, dude.
エクスカリバー。
ああ、そういうことか。
They are all sat at the table together and yet are holding their plates in their hands as they eat.
そうなんでしょうか。
そりゃそうよ。
Wonder when they're finally gonna give me a line again. I'm just standing here, in the background. Bunch of racist writers.
GGO から戻ってきてからずっと頑張ってるみたい。
あれでしょ、こないだエギルの店で見てたゆいちゃんの
なんとかニクス、メカトロニクス。
I hope Kirito is aware that by working on this project he's in essence massively decreasing the chances of boning Asuna, since she'd always be around.
きっと攻略組の、いや、アインクラッドにいたプレイヤー全員がそうだったんじゃねえかな。
Aside from the Laughing Coffin guys, who are actively killing people working on clearing the 100 floors to complete the game.
現実世界にも仮想世界にも私の
Her coffee is confused and thinks it's in a cup inside of a car going down a bumpy hill.
でも私信じる。あのお家も私たちを待ってるって。
Believing that a fake house has feelings and motivations. Despite only just landing and running, Asuno is already strangely out of breath. Yui is like a clingy dog. Now they can't even touch hands without her getting involved and saying without speaking, "Hey, don't forget about me. I'm always going to be around, whether you're eating food, chatting with your friends, having a morning poo, or just trying to get freaky at night. I'll be there forever." Teehee.
キリト君、ゆいちゃん。
Saying people's names instead of just talking normally cliché. That moment when you realise for the first time any and all boning sessions are now permanently off the cards. Eyebrows tell us that these guys are 3 douchebags.
全員綺麗にね。その日は HP を3割以上削れた人は一人もいなかったって読んだから。
And even though it was a duel, they somehow all wound up falling into a pile that looks more like 100 people and not 30.
マジ？
顔中墨だらけです。
なんだと。
じゃあまた明日。また明日。
Not saying goodbye to your boyfriend who is literally right there in the room. That shit's rude. You would not be able to see your own breath like this in a room which is 15 degrees Celsius.
5分前にはテーブルに着くようにしなさい。
Serious question, what the f*** is she drinking?
みんなと宿題する約束があったから。
そんなのちゃんと自分の手を動かさないと勉強にならないわ。
She says, basing this upon nothing.
だいたいあの人を気に入って養子にしようって言い出したのはお父さんですよ。人を見る目がないのよ、昔から。
Clearly, since he married you.
あの肉はうまかったな。今でも時々思い出す。
That's what she said.
僕はジェン。アスナさん、よろしく。
Discount Ginger Kirito.
いい加減その上がり症を直しなよ、タルは。女の子の前に出るとすぐこれなんだからさ。
Judging from what you just said then, we can safely assume the real you has a meat and 2 veg downstairs.
6人で？そう。僕たち的には結構頑張ったつもりだったんだけど、あれこれ工夫しているうちにでっかいギルドに先を越されちゃった。なんでそんな無茶を？
Because it's a fucking game and you can no longer die.
私のことはアスナって呼んで。
Stop changing the...
ユウキはデュエルで強い人を探してたんだよね。
God, it's irritating how these characters feel the need to reiterate things that have literally just been said. I mean, they said just a second ago that she was searching for someone as strong or stronger than her to be their 7th member.
どうして助っ人を頼まなかったの？やっぱりあの人はダメ。
Ladies and gentlemen, meet the one girl in all of S.A.O who doesn't want a piece of that sweet, sweet Kirito pie. Must be a lesbian.
食事にするわよ。すぐに着替えて降りてきなさい。
今日はいらない。
好きになさい。
A bit ironic, considering their whole conversation was about Asuna having to do what the mother tells her to do. These two who are stood behind him in this shot have changed in the next. Before the intro, the blast hits him straight in the face without him moving an inch. After the intro, he goes into full Jesus-ku mode and deflects them all with only the last one actually blowing up. Shields that sound like pots and pans. Why just move back a few paces when you can show off like this? I think this begs the following question. Why the fuck didn't she do this at the bloody start?
Mina, potion de HP MP を全開させておいて。ボス戦の手順は打ち合わせ通り。
Who died and made you leader and motivational speaker?
アスナ、さっきの人たち、僕らを行かせるために。
No.
でも、僕たち、アスナやアスナの友達に助けられてばっかりで。
How? She's only just helped out in one boss raid before now and her friends have only now just helped out.
今までどんな世界を旅して、どんな冒険を繰り広げてきたのかを。
It's nice of the boss to wait for them to finish having a heart-to-heart before appearing. Hand-smacking sound effect is used even though none of the hands are actually touching.
もうごちそうがあるよ。
すごい。
うまそう。
I call BS on the "looks so good" comments since it's fruit and a really disgusting looking fish.
私の酒が飲めねえのかよ。
お酒ぐらい飲めますよ。
ねえ、間違い。
Just how deep is that magical never-filling cup he's holding? I just noticed this, but the idea that wired headphones are still a thing more than 5 years from now is stupid.
でも、そう思ってたのは私だけなの。ごめんなさい。
Surely it would just be a hell of a lot easier to have told her the truth right there and then, rather than dragging it out and saying confusing shit.
いやね、ゆうきくんがもしかしたらアスナさんという人が面会に来るかもしれないって言ってたんですよ。
ゆうきが。
だけど病院のことは教えてないという。じゃあここがわかるわけないよと答えたんですが。
Obviously, Yuki thinks a hell of a lot of herself if she's convinced that someone only needs to spend a few hours around her, and then when she rudely f***s them off, that they'll be scouring the earth for her.
ゆうきさんは私のことを先生に話したんですか？
What the f***? He's literally just told you that she spoke about you. He even quoted her talking directly about you in conversation. Okay, so I don't do this often, but this is retarded, so I'm adding 5 fuck you numpty sins.
それはもうアスナさんの話ばかりですよ。ただね、ゆうきくんはあなたの話をした後は決まって泣いてしまって。
Why? They hung out for like a few days. I think between Yuki and Yui's storylines, this anime is telling the world that you can make a friend for life within 16.5 minutes of meeting someone.
ここに電磁パルスを送ることで一時的に神経を麻痺させるわけです。つまり全身麻酔と同じ効果がある。
それは無理じゃないですか？
No, obviously not if he's telling you that it works, Dr. Asuna. I know it looks nice and dramatic, but to think that she was just stood there listening to her shout her name, staring towards the sunrise to look all emotional, it comes across as being quite douchey.
ね
姉ちゃんに抱っこしてもらった時と同じ匂いがする。
Nice. Must have had the same fake in-game perfume then.
お日様の匂い。
Smelling like the sun.
アスナ、一応スタビライザーは組み込んであるけど、急激な動きは避けてくれよ。
了解。
She then proceeds to immediately move suddenly. 55 seconds of reading a story.
アスナにはもう大事な人いるもんね。
Replying with, well, I guess, when she claims to be in love with Kirito and he saved her from Rapey-san and helped get her out of the first game's world. She's pretty insecure at random times about her relationship for no reason and it's annoying and sinful.
気をつけた方がいいよ。あの人も僕とは違う意味で現実じゃないとこで生きてる感じがするから。
This sentence makes no sense, given that she doesn't know him and likely doesn't know much about him, because in reality we know he's going to school and learning how to build games and things like that, so telling her to be careful just sounds like a backwards element to the general storyline. Saying someone's name instead of talking normally cliché.
リンクスタート。
Would she not have had to have told her mother to say Link Start in order to boot it up? The fact that they still own one of those TVs in what I can only assume is the year 2015?
そんな生き方をしたい。疲れた人をいつでも支えてあげられるような。
Asuna forgets before lending the character to her mother that the dress she wears has no back to it. Hey viewer, look at this. Is she mad? But why, you ask? Well, guess what? I'm not telling. Yuki is a dick to trees.
つまり、メディキボイドの基礎設計の本当の提供者は
団長、茅場明彦。
Oh, so he was a good guy all along. Wait, that makes no fucking sense, and the fact that no one wants to explain the BS reasoning behind it equals 5 sins in my book.
キリト君が地球の裏側に行ってもついていくから。
いきなり極端だな。
私もついてきます。
Oh, fuck off. We can't even have a single bloody scene in all of season 2 where it's just these two talking about their relationship in some way without her getting involved. Piss off.
私もついてきます。私もついてきます。私もついてきます。